Welcome back to the Backside Potty. This week's episode, we chat about the Vuelta, the wrap-up. We launched our very own Backside beer, and we have a very special guest in the house, Elliot Schultz, joining us.
2 gin and tonics, 2 vodkas, and a scotch.
Yes?
500 watts, please. Now let's introduce you to the Backsiders. Jim Bob.
Yeehaw.
Shawnee.
Yo.
The Shreds.
Hey.
Kurto.
Morning.
And Elliot.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's great to be here.
Here he is. Now, Freebs, what's this big news about a beer we're releasing?
Yeah, well, everyone knows that we've been well looked after by our sort of major sponsor, Easy Times Brewing, over there at Wollongabba, and the guys have been working with us for the last few months just to get this new special beer ready for us to bring out to all of our listeners, the Backsider beer, which is really exciting.
Sounds tasty.
It is tasty. I've definitely tried a few and sampled a few, and we've sort of locked down to the mid-lager, Sean, which I think is going to be the right one. It's just
Very responsible.
It's a mid-strength beer. It's highly delicious at being a lager, and we do want to promote responsible drinking through this process, but it is very cool to have our own beer. Jim Bob, are you excited?
Mate, we're coming up to party season, so I think it's the perfect time to release it.
It is. It's just getting warm, and there's nothing better than having one ice-cold beer when you finish your ride, actually. So, yeah, it's very exciting. We've got our own beer. It's been specially designed by the guys at Easy Times. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The consensus is everyone's really pumped up to get a couple of cartons.
How do we order it?
Yeah, to get into that, thanks, Shredder. The cartons are ordered from the Easy Times website. So we'll put the links and stuff into our socials, Kurt. And if you do want to jump on quickly, it's easytimes.beer/backside-potty.
Already ordering, mate.
//potty /backside/
That's the one.
Very good.
Don't get into marketing, Freebs.
Set it up. That's what the URL is.
That was a tongue twister, mate. I'm confused.
I didn't
already.
make it up, mate. Anyway, we'll put the links into the socials. But the most important thing is it's $60 a carton. The carton is 16, and the 375ml cans too, not the small ones.
Big boys.
The big boys.
So you can stay well hydrated rather than overconsume.
Correct. So jump on. We're taking pre-orders at the moment. It's only $60 a carton for 16. And we'll have the opportunity for everyone to come and pick them up in the coming weeks, where we'll probably do a live show from Easy Times, and you'll be able to come down and actually pick up your cartons as well. So, yeah, we're super excited about releasing the Backside Potty, the mid-lager.
How's your weekend, Freebs?
Yeah, after all that, pretty good.
Did you have a few lagers?
No, everyone knows I'm off the drink before the Nationals, Masters Nationals.
Coward.
So, yep.
Straight up coward.
Mate, that is weak.
I know, but I'm trying to lose a bit of freight.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pay by the kilo around here.
Mate, wait till we get the truck stops on the way out to Loxton, mate.
So how'd you go?
Last week I had just the one race on, did the TT out at Ipswich, which was a bit of fun on Sunday.
You were slippery, I saw.
Tried to stay low.
Got the com. 5-lap com.
I did get a 5-lap com.
To be fair, mate, you looked sensational. I don't get that excited very often,
Pop a
but
thread?
I was...
Popping threads?
All of them, all the threads. They're all gone. The chamois, everything.
Just
What front chainring you're on?
58.
Yeah.
Had it wound out too.
Yeah.
Wow,
Spinning.
Oh, I'm a grinder.
Yeah, but it looked good. Like it
So
just...
is Kurt.
It looked...
I love the
yeah,
special
yeah.
comments. That's why Elliot's just come straight to the potty.
Straight
Welcome.
into it.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Kurt opens himself up to this stuff from time to time.
I was going to say something rogue about you grinding, but he beat me to it. I was going to say something like
Yeah, so you copped it.
Yeah, I did.
Bad luck, mate.
Yeah, I should've.
Bad luck. Respect your orders. Yeah, so yeah, had the TT, which was lovely. Got a good result there. Just fine-tuning for the Masters. Got plenty of Ks in as well. So yeah, just zeroed in on getting a good result.
It was a double day on Sunday for you.
Yeah, snuck out.
And you were wearing some horrible outfit on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I took the opportunity in the beautiful sunshine to cut my sleeves off. Did a Tozer special and got the old sleeveless jersey out. So
I don't mind the sleeveless, but the kit looked a bit like vomit.
it was just a fun day, mate. So
Very good.
Jim Bob, how was your day? Or week?
My week was pretty good, mate. I did a bit of racing on the weekend. It's been a long time since I've done like a weekend of racing. We did the macaroni on Saturday, which was pretty good fun.
Did we get a result
Did you
there, mate?
did you carb load with macaroni?
No.
That would have been a good
Actually,
idea. You might have won then.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Well, he
No.
he did win.
No, I didn't.
Well, you sort of did.
No.
Not the macaroni.
The macaroni.
Well, you won the weekend.
Our boy Kev.
Claim it, brother.
Our boy Kev absolutely smoked it up.
Oh, fuck! Did he what?
Mate.
10 minutes.
It was
impressive.
unbelievable,
Solo.
man.
Solo, 10 minutes.
To be fair,
How far in?
he went
First lap.
he went a third of the way through the first lap, and we were just like, oh, we'll sit back and like we'll bridge back up to him when everyone starts taking it seriously. But to be fair, Lambo said to me on Friday, we went for a quick coffee, and he's like, mate, you got to look out for Kev. He put Lambo to the sword on life cycle. He was like, man, he was pulling so strong.
For Lambo to say that, that's something.
Yeah. Like Lambo's no slouch, man. Like, and for him to be putting Lambo to the sword, he's like, yeah, that's real.
And you didn't listen?
Yeah, no, we let Kev ride off up the road. Yeah. To be fair, yeah.
Did he like whack you with a heap of power, mate, to get away, or did you just sort of let him go?
Well, it was the first time we
Dangling
went
out
over
there.
the gravel, and I was sitting well at the back because I
I told you
wasn't.
not to do that.
I wasn't
Perfect
enjoying
positioning.
it.
I told you not to do that.
I wasn't.
Didn't realise we had Matthew Vanderpoel here.
I wasn't enjoying the gravel the first time through. I didn't know where I was going. Hadn't ridden it. There's potholes and shit everywhere. Like
Another
yeah.
reason not to be the back.
So besides my poor positioning on the first lap, the race was pretty attritional. Like people were breaking stuff and getting shelled out the back. We had Maxi off up the road chasing Kev, and we got to the final lap, and it was Rhino and I think it was 4 Cobra guys at this point. And we pulled into the.
That's a change.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's not for Churro, eh?
Anyway,
Yeah.
at this point, I get a bit cheeky.
We thought we'd let Cobra have it this year.
I'm glad you gave it to us, mate.
Yeah.
We pulled onto the final lap, and I looked across at Ryan. I was like, "Oh, mate, you know we're going to absolutely drill you all the way to the line. I'm interested to see what you pull out of what rabbit you pull out of the hat here, mate, because we're going to attack you until you can't ride anymore." And he looked across at me and just took off up the road. And I was like, oh, fuck. Get cheeky with Rhino. But then we drilled him again and again and again, and we ended up breaking him and made him ride the whole of the last lap on the front.
You drilled him.
Well,
Just how Kurt grinds things.
yeah, in hindsight, I'm actually
Nervous.
yeah, because Rhino's one of those guys who he's been riding for 5 minutes after he broke his collarbone, so he's not real fit at the moment. And he's going to come back in a few weeks, and he's going to wipe the floor with the rest of us, and he's going to
drill
be
you.
like,
And he'll have
like,
his
"That-
receipts for you.
that guy Jim Bob. I remember he gave me shit and then made me ride on the front for the whole last lap of the macaroni, and he's going to do something like attack straight over the top of me or chop me up or put me in the gutter or something.
Sounds
He
fun.
won't do that. He's not that sort of guy.
He'd definitely attack over the top of ya.
That he'd do.
That he'd do. And
He wouldn't put you in the gutter.
he would put me in the gutter.
Not on purpose.
No, crosswind and just
Nah,
Yeah,
you
that's
just
okay.
give you a
That's okay.
massive.
probably wouldn't chop me up. But anyway, yeah, that was my week, man.
So second in the road race, mate. We took a big old turn there. 5 minutes of your debrief to not even tell us your final result. That's great. But we got second in the end. And
It was more about the story, mate.
Okay.
I wanted to tell the story.
And overall result, GC weekend. We're basically calling you Jonas now because you won
GC
the
Jim
weekend.
Bob.
Yeah, GC Jim Bob, if you want to be called that.
Boom.
But you won the weekend.
I mean, I was pretty shelled on Sunday, man. I was
did-
very tired.
So what happened? You win or what?
No, I didn't win.
You won. You won the weekend, bro.
Well,
They gave you a leader's jersey.
GC.
They did.
Claim
Will
it.
that
They did.
leader's jersey be getting around on the River Loop? That's the real question now.
Oh,
On Friday, flex day.
Absolutely not.
sleeves cut off
You could do that.
Oh, and then rock up at the Muzz crit day with no sleeves on, and
and ankle socks.
that's a flex. Yeah, I reckon we're on
I've
there.
seen
hey.
that person before. He's good. He's
Hey,
good at
Elliot.
getting on the grass though.
When we have the Muzz crit day when they reopen the track, are you going to be there?
Do you know what? I reckon that's worthy of coming back.
Woo.
Boom.
You heard it hit first,
Yeah.
people.
We did.
I've been waiting for like 4 years for this now.
We all have.
That's why I left Brisbane.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, so that was my weekend. Shauno.
Can I just before we just get off the weekend, just wanted to shout out to the commissaires. I thought they did a great job on the weekend. It's a big ask for 3 events 2 days on the weekend. Like, that's a big effort for the guys. And I just wanted to say a shout out to all the commissaires and the volunteers that put on those weekends, because it's a huge amount of work for a lot of them, and most of them are volunteers. So,
man, piggybacking on that, there was a couple of guys that helped throw bottles for the Cobra 9 guys, and they just stood on the side of the road and threw bottles, man, and didn't ask for anything, and like, they were so cool about it, and man, that was just epic. So,
bit hot out there.
Yeah, good on those guys. Thank you.
Shauno, how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty quiet. First ride on Sunday.
Ooh.
Yep, it was delightful. And
did you get caught up in traffic with Bridge to Brisbane, or you go before?
I actually did.
Yeah,
I was
Tony.
like, I'll cut through the hospital there at RNA there.
Oh, smart.
And mate,
Right where the finish is.
Yeah, right in the middle of it.
I thought they finished on the bloody oval.
Nah, Tony. They changed it to finally get to 10Ks this year. It used to only be 9.89 kilometres.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
It was I was not happy.
Oh, you're not happy.
I had to hop off my bike and walk through them.
You had to walk through them.
You idiot.
Yeah, I know.
You would have fitted in with those Gran Fondo people that do the Tour de Brisbane that finish up there.
There are a couple of them in front of me.
So what ride did you get out?
Just a Revolut, mate. And yeah, that's about it. Back at work on Monday I was, so it's a bit of a rude shock to reality. 4 months off, boys and girls. It's it's been a bit rough.
That is,
it's
that's hard.
been a rough Monday, Tuesday.
Are you
been
still
some
technically
adjustment.
qualified?
Yeah, do you have to go back and get requalified?
Bro, yesterday all the brain cogs were fucking turning. They were going, what do I do?
I always thought we don't talk about work.
Yeah, we don't.
Righto.
Yeah, well, this is a big achievement in my life. I'm back at work, mate.
Fuck, righto.
Yeah.
Reinductions and everything.
Yep. Yep. Honestly.
That's terrible.
So good.
So that's my week. It's very boring. So, yeah, shreds. You weren't with us last week.
Yeah, I was off with my son on mum duties, but managed to take an extra day off and got out in the sunshine, did some pro hours, did some Zwifting and a few runs. So back on. What about you, Kurto? We're dying to hear.
Cut.
Man, my weekend. My week. What did I do? I actually didn't do anything for the whole week. And then Saturday I decided Friday I actually went to Corporate 10s.
Corporate 10.
Yeah, Corporate 10s, mate. It was good fun. Had a big night. Massive night, to be honest.
Tell us about it.
Just
tell us
For
the
listeners,
highlights.
you should see everyone's face right now as Kurt speaks.
just Corporate 10s, mate. It was just watching a lot of accountants that aren't actually accountants that somehow got a ring in to play for certain firms, belting other people that have ring-ins as well. So it was actually like watching some Prem grade players basically
Like you've
play.
never seen so many brothers working for accounting firms.
Long story short, that night ended well because then I went and watched Hawthorn versus Bulldogs and the Hawks got up, which was good.
They did.
Yeah, it was a great game. And then Saturday I got up real early to go for a run. And I probably shouldn't have. I was
Proper hung.
Well, I wasn't in the hurt. Like I just knew like my body was gonna hurt when I was running, and I had a heart attack. Literal for 10K for 7.5 Ks, dude. I averaged 177 beats per minute,
That's okay.
and my heart rate got up to 197. Yeah, but
Did you have vodka Red Bulls the night before?
no vodka Red Bulls, just vodka raspberries and
The old
ginger beers.
VCRs.
Nah, VCRs are vodka Coke raspberries.
Yeah, you got it.
That's called a bleeding asshole.
I don't have. I have the fire trucks they're called, but I just call them vodka raspberries.
We used to call that stuff 20 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Hasn't bloody changed. How good.
Probably didn't change the 50 years before that,
probably
mate.
not.
Well, mate, I drink those with pride, unlike other people.
VCRs.
No, I don't drink VCRs, mate. I drink vodka
You
raspberries.
should try one.
But and then Saturday, was meant to run. Saturday night went out, came home early, not. And then Sunday I was meant to run Bridge to Brisbane, and I called Benny. I texted him. Yeah, Benny P, mate. He the workhorse, Rio's finest. Did a sub 40 minutes for the 10Ks. Good on him.
Solid.
Yeah.
Even Jim Bob's not in that.
Juicy.
Nah, Jim Bob's way quicker than that, mate. But I was meant to. He was meant to pick me up at 5 a.m. and I texted him at 4:38 saying I don't think I'm going to be available.
I just got home.
Correct, with a video of my face.
Oh, and charming.
And for the people playing at home, yeah, I have a black eye also.
Fell off a scooter?
Yeah, fell off a scooter, mate.
At least you got your teeth still.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Elliot's seen some good nights out with me. Let's pass it over to him.
Elliot, how's your week, mate?
I'll skip on from that one because I think Kurt
It's a leading question.
wants to keep all employment.
We don't talk about work on here.
True. Exactly.
Don't.
What did I do this week? This week, me and Steph travelled from Melbourne.
Steph and I.
Steph and I, correct.
Yes, college boy.
Tozer.
Travelled from Melbourne. We spent a nice few days on the weekend supporting some family, my sister and her boyfriend at the Half Ironman on Moolabah, which was super nice.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's been a great day.
Mate, the weather compared to Melbourne was insane. Like it's like 10 degrees every morning, gloomy, and then we just land and it's like mint weather. So
it makes you
very
want to move back here or what?
It definitely helps.
I see that grin going, I don't want to move here.
But yeah, so it was really refreshing to come back. So it was good to catch up with everybody and see how everyone is, do some training, do some work, just cruising.
Nice.
Yeah.
Living the dream,
do some
man.
podcasting.
Do some podcasting, yes.
You dropped your podcast.
We did. Is that time to
Yeah.
plug that?
Like,
Yeah,
give it a plug.
absolutely, mate.
Yeah, so me and Kurt Heinmarsh, we launched our podcast.
Yeah, not me, guys. Just not me.
Yeah, I'm
Putting
glad.
it out there.
I was like, what are you double teaming us, mate?
Thank God.
You don't want double drill.
No. Kurt Heinmarsh, so a good mate of mine.
Yeah.
So we have launched our podcast, so following in the footsteps of the Backside Potty. So we'll see how we go.
You doing the front side?
But I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like there's actually not that many podcasts getting around. Like, to be honest, like
There's a few.
No, there is, but like ones that you're really listening to. Like you go for a 4-hour ride and usually you like whack on one for an hour and then you're like, oh, podcast's done now. I'm listening to music for another few. You know what I
Just
mean?
raw dog it, mate.
It's pretty rare that you guys are going back to back podcasts on rides.
I
Back to back.
just raw dog, mate. I
I don't listen to podcasts.
I don't
Free,
ride for
so-
4 hours either, though.
No, you need Diary of the CEO.
Is that good?
Oh, it's fantastic. And he actually just dropped one with Andrew Huberman, which is
Okay.
4 hours.
Damn.
It's a 4-hour podcast.
Well, we'll do
It's
one.
quite long.
Us tonight's going to go for 5. So
Yeah. What's
So keep you busy
your
for the
podcast
weekend.
Called?
Brewed for Greatness.
That's a sensational name.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm keen to have a listen, hey, because
Kurt came up with it.
yeah, Kurt and you both talk a bit of dribble pretty well, so I'm excited to have a listen.
Combine the two. Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
look out.
He is funny. He is a funny guy.
And he's knowledgeable too.
He is knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable.
Here we are.
So
It's better than the dribble we put on our show.
He's just become a tri coach, hasn't he not?
yeah, he has been for a while.
Oh, okay. I'm under a rock then.
No, so it's good.
It's about
Yeah,
the same
right.
place where you get tips from, mate, for what's happening on the cycling news, don't you?
Yeah, correct.
You
Let's
got any-
put that out there,
You got
guys.
anything you want to say about that last week, mate?
I'm still a genius at cycling tips, so don't worry about me, guys.
We had a lot of feedback last week from various punters just calling in and saying, where the fuck does Kurt get his
Well, it's
tips
good
from?
that they're listening, mate. They can correct me. Good on them.
It's actually Kurt's trick to get more engagement.
Yeah,
so
correct.
It certainly worked.
We're actually going to go viral, bro. I'm going to become like Cody Adams, bro.
All right.
Well, that was the week it was.
We might jump in and ask Elliot a few questions, hey? Mate, tell us about how you got into cycling.
well, where do I start? Well, pretty much the first, I guess half I'll cut real short, but pretty much started racing motocross, then was doing triathlons as some cross training. Then as time went on, I decided just to give triathlons more attention. So just, transition from motocross to triathlons. Then I was fairly successful as a junior, and along the way I got some injuries just from overtraining and things like
Running.
that.
Running.
From running,
Definitely
purely running.
Mate,
It's always
drop
running.
it. Drop it.
100%. So, which is actually why I started one of the reasons why I started doing coaching was just to help pass on the knowledge originally to juniors of give them guidance and how to do it correctly and how to do it smart, if that's how you would say it,
So-
to have longevity, because there's no point doing it full gas when you're 15 when it counts when you're 25.
That's it, man. Like, you can cook yourself so hard doing
Exactly.
running, hey?
But-
like, you just got to pair it right back and mix it up.
100%.
There's so many things you can do to... You see these people go out and they're just running 2-3 hours and you're just like, fuck, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're going to kill... You're
Yeah,
going
I
to
know.
kill your joints.
But
Well,
the
weapons,
thing you get a lot as well is people are like, oh, I'm too young to have a triathlon coach. I'm too young to have a cycling coach. But it's actually not having a structured program that you should be strayed away from. That like I've seen for years and years, and even when I was doing in-person coaching, like juniors they get wrapped up into doing a million different things, like, and they end up without realizing, because there's nothing to look at about what they've done through the week. They cook themselves and they finish school and they don't want to do it anymore, without realizing that they've done 20 sessions in the week because they've been taken to these sessions. So it's just like giving everyone guidance and support, and also giving like awareness, like, this is what you're doing. Let's work together to have some longevity, because there's no point being a
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
as a coach, you're almost trying to keep a leash on
Exactly,
the
that's
athlete and stop them going too far.
So that's for the junior aspect, but of course, once they get older, then you can start really ripping in.
100%.
Of course.
At what age do you start ripping in, you reckon? Like 18, 17?
There's like rules. There's
Yeah.
rules and regulations of like how much you can do at what age and things like that. But I reckon once you're grade 11 and 12, you can probably start like upping it quite a bit. Like
Yeah.
there's young people going to the Olympics and stuff at that age.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're not world tour by your 18 now,
Exactly.
you're done.
Apparently.
Don't bother.
Apparently, yeah.
That one still really bugs me, man. 'cause
Yeah.
So many kids are not developed at that age.
God, no.
Like
Mentally.
physically.
Kurt's
Kurt.
classic example. That's why I'm not on the world tour yet, mate.
There's still a chance, mate.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, so I started off with that, and then kicked off with cycling and
Fell in
just,
love.
kept going.
Yeah, and you're bloody good at it.
Yeah.
Try to be, and sometimes yes, sometimes not. But
Now, what age did you start taking cycling seriously?
16
Okay.
I did.
Yep.
So I got into my first NRS team when I was 16. It was N-Swiss back in the day.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that was a pretty cool experience, and racing with some really cool guys, and guys that aren't racing anymore and things like that. But back when like Avanti was around, and it was just cool to learn. And from there, after that season, ARA started.
Oh, yeah.
So that opening year, I was lucky enough to go into ARA.
When you were, what, 17, 18?
Yeah, when I was 17.
Yeah.
Then,
Jeez, you would have been the youngest in the squad then.
yeah, it was me and a guy named Mitch Wright.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys.
No.
Oh man, I feel old, hey, but like,
Don't
just-
bother.
I remember seeing you
You're
tear
the
around in
youngest
an
here,
ARA.
He racked it or what?
Hey,
He racked it.
yeah, he did rack it, but he was unbelievable. He was mate. He was winning everything as a junior, and this is exactly what I mean. Like, it's more than the physical aspect, but it's also having like mental freshness. Like once again, like he's a great guy and great rider.
But going to this point though as well, Elliot did rack it for a bit.
Did.
What happened there, mate?
Jeez. You've just skipped 5 years.
No, that's actually the turnaround. There is actually pretty quick. Oh, is it? It actually, kind of sums up nicely to the whole moral of the story, to be honest. So, like for example,
We'll just wrap it up, eh?
I thought we were going 5 hours.
yeah. So, when I was in ARA, I was lucky enough. They supported me. Well, they supported me obviously, but I went and raced for a junior French team for a few months, and I had some really, really good results there. And there was probably like a 5-week span where I was like lucky enough to pretty much win every race that I was in, and that's when I came into conversations with the AG2R development team, and pretty much each week I would have a meeting with Luick, the guy who ran the team, the development team. That development team isn't what it is these days, so it actually got a full revamp last year. So it's completely new setup. Back when I was in it, it was a full different system. And I had a meeting with him each week, and he was like, "Oh, if you win this race on the weekend, I'll sign you up for next year." And then I'd go and I'd have a good performance, and then I'd come back and he's like, "Oh, we still need to see more results and stuff like that." And it kept on going like that for a month. And then the last race I had was this race called Tour of Valrome. It was one of the biggest races you can do as a junior. Like Van der Poel and all those guys have won it when they were juniors. And he was like, "Oh, if you win this, I'll sign you up for next year." And I had heard it like multiple times now. And then ended up winning the first stage by like a minute and a half. I think Casper Van Uden came second on that. And then I went into yellow, but like I think like a day or two later, there was this, do you know that Grand Colombier stage? I fully crashed off the side of the mountain out of the lead. Like,
You did a Remco.
I did a Remco. But yeah, it was like, it was insanely fast and sketchy descent, but it was kind of like into shadows, out of shadows, and like you just can't see. And yeah, just lost it, but got the contract, which was nice.
Yep.
Probably would have made some different decisions if I'm completely honest, like with my career options for that following year. Being young and inexperienced, and you just want to jump like at anything.
Did you get a few offers after that tour?
Yeah, so I had the choice between FDJ, Conti, which actually wasn't around yet. So they had just started for the following year. So they were gathering everyone. So there wasn't even a team round. They didn't really know what was going to be going on. So there was the option of that or the AG2R development team. So I just made the decision to go with AG2R because I was like, okay, it's established and they've obviously developed heaps of really good athletes. They have like a pretty professional setup in terms of like how the team operates and everything. And to be honest, like lots of really good athletes. And even in that year, they went on. Yeah, if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't have done that. But it's nothing against anybody. It just the environment was like 20. Imagine putting like 18 to 23-year-olds
That'd be hectic.
in one team house and like telling them at the start of the year, like there's going to be 3 World Tour contracts up for grabs. It's literally like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, and you're all living together. There's like people like telling on each other for if they're doing too much training, not training. Like it's like everyone in there,
Dog.
when you get older, they're all nice people and everything like that. So nothing against them. But when you're like 18 to 23, no one is getting paid to do it. No one has a contract. Everyone's living away from home. And it's like you're put in this one thing for a year and saying like, you could just imagine. So I was young when I went there and I was only 18. So I was the youngest people and I was 18. There was people in there that were 23. Yeah. So it was just a massive gap. I'd only just started learning French as well. So no one in the team would speak to me in English. So I went to French school every day.
Sabotaged, mate. Absolutely sabotaged.
Went to French school every day. And I did that for months on end. But I even went to French school before I landed in France for that year anyways, because I had been there a few years before. So then I learned how to speak fluent French. But it was just never enough to make like genuine connections with people because you're always just like a little bit on the back foot. And by the time like 4 or 5 months goes by until you get to that, those relationships haven't really blossomed anyways because you've been, you know what I mean, like a bit on the out because you can't actually communicate with anybody. So that went
hard, mate.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging, but to be fair, like I wouldn't actually have done anything different. Like it was a really cool experience. And to be honest, like after that, like life, when you go away racing, just seems so easy because it's like, man, like
It's so interesting because I know a few girls that have gone over and they talk about how tough the team houses are.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it might just be a girl thing. Like,
yeah.
you know, we can get, when you put us all together, like
Big catty.
it can get that way. And I mean, it's just really, I guess, whilst it was awful for you, it's quite nice for us to know that
Yeah. No,
you're going through the same thing, like, because they kind of try and turn you against each other.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of like, competition.
It's not like it's awful. Like I was like crying poor me or anything like that. It's just like I speak to the guys that were in the team when I was in the team now, and like everyone's in the same boat. Like it's tough. I talk to people like Dave Edwards. Do you guys know Dave? Like he was in the team previously.
DJ Edwards.
Freddie Ovett was in the team. Seb Berwick was in the team.
Oh, yeah, nice.
There's lots of Australians that have been in there previously. It's a really, really good setup. Just it's hard. And the thing is if I went there a bit older, I would have been fine. But I had just graduated from school, just completely no life experience, and just gone completely away from family, friends, everything. And that's the tough thing. And that's why I like enjoy some of the juniors that I coach as well. Is just like giving them that advice, because everyone wants to go 100 miles an hour, and also like there's that pressure now, like you got to be 17 when you go world tour, but it's like okay, people are getting signed earlier, but like you also need to be smart, be realistic, make sure like you have a good support network, make sure like the team environment is good, and like things don't always look like what it is from the outside, and you need to ask and see what it actually is like, because it's
Cool.
That step below World Tour just looks so dog eat dog.
Oh, 100%, man. Like,
the competitiveness there to actually get that World Tour contract, I imagine,
next
would just
level.
be unbelievable.
it's crazy. Like, you racing at like the lower UCI level compared to racing at the World Tour level. I've been lucky enough to do both, but not for a World Tour team, but have done the World Tour races. And like, you go to like a point 2, and it's so stressful. Like, it's not even really a test of ability or fitness or anything. It's literally, most of the time, it's just luck.
It's a lottery.
It's literally a lottery, and like, there's so many crashes. It's so dangerous, and it's actually, it is genuine. It's scary, and each level up you go, you're like, oh, it gets a little bit more relaxed. And I know the World Tour guys are saying like how dangerous it's getting there, and obviously I'm not there all year round. But man, like, when you get to step up and race in like a high level race, it actually is really refreshing, because you're like, man, I feel a bit safer. Everyone has a job to do, so there is a reason to be a little bit safe. Everyone has a job. They do their job and then they step out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's also a little bit of like people, like there's riders in there getting paid lots and lots of money to be there. So there's that fight. But if you're in that fight, that's just how it is. But for the majority of the time, like in the lower level races, like it's from start to finish, everyone's just like going crazy. So.
Yeah, that is crazy. Obviously, you spent some time with lots of Australians there in the house, by the sound of things. But
no Australians.
Oh, no one?
No, so they were in the years before me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask a question. I thought, since Shredder's here and she's a big fangirl of she's a big fangirl of one of the 82R guys. I thought maybe you might have shared the house with Ben O'Connor. Just wanted to know if you think he's a flog.
No,
just asking for a friend.
I think he's a good bloke.
You know what?
Let's just see what's your opinion.
I was saying this before this. I know Ben has been getting a tough rap online lately, and
because he does it to himself. Continue, sorry.
Easy, Tiger.
The few times that I've had encounters with him is he's been not because we're on a podcast, but he's actually been very kind and very nice. And like, I remember, quite frankly, like before Nationals last year, like me and him were sitting in the car together because he was a past Bridgelane rider. And he's about to race, and we're just sitting in the car, me and him, and he was just like giving me tips and just talking and asking me about this stuff. Like, and he was, yeah.
He didn't have to do that, did he?
No, he didn't, and like he didn't owe me. But from my experiences, he's been really.
We're gonna double down on this, Jimbo, aren't we?
Well, we're split here on the backside as to whether he's a flog or whether he's just a good guy who said some stuff that's been taken out of context.
It hasn't been taken out of context.
It's
he
3v2 here.
He said it on race radio and also multiple times and online, and then he shut his Twitter account down because he's a flog. But actually, we're all get a break because of how he performed. I think in the Vuelta, we get a break.
Elliot, mate, big fan guy over here, mate. Real big fan. As we know, you've had some good results in your life. One of the best rides I've ever seen you do is not at Muzz, actually. It's actually the 4th place at the Elite Nats. Can you talk us through your game plan there? Was there a strategic move that you followed, or what was the go with that result? Obviously, you didn't get on the podium.
You got J-code.
Yeah, well, getting J-code is all right because the Aussies are back. But
at the Nats.
At the Nats, mate. But you did get a grass podium. Love a grass podium.
Thanks, mate. Do you know what? Like, as hard as I was really happy with how my form was before the race. Like, I definitely wasn't the fittest I've ever been, but I was pretty confident, and I was nice and skinny, which is good to get up those climbs multiple times.
Off the alcohol, freaks.
What were you weighing?
What were you down to? Yeah.
I think it was like 62 kilos.
Oh, shit.
But
no wonder I got shelled.
Have a beer, please.
Hold the shoe.
Yeah, but the performance I did there was, I had done some other stuff like months afterwards, so I wish I was at that shape then that I was for nationals, so it would have been nicer to see, I think.
That would have been cool.
It would have been good, but so is everybody. So everyone's always done better numbers afterwards.
Yeah.
But so 4th, to be honest, as much as it would have been nice to get on the podium, I don't think I would have raced it any differently. Like, Jayco just have so much horsepower and also so many people. Like, even at lower level races, if the circumstances are like that, you're always gonna get worked over. And the fact is the race is so long and hard. Like, you can't be taking risks like that early on in the race if there's not many people, like, you know what I mean?
Mate,
Come on, Kurt.
talking about risk, you took a fucking big ballsy risk in under 23s, going solo. Well, you're off the
I
front.
didn't win.
Yeah, I know, but that's the risk. You've obviously learnt from that mistake.
Yeah.
Yep. But that was ballsy as that was
Okay.
8 laps off the front or something like that.
No, it was 13.
The whole no, but
13
solos.
solo.
Nah,
How many laps is that race?
it's 11. Nah,
No.
Oh,
That was the year there,
you
Kurt.
guys
Nah,
raced
I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that one.
13 laps or... Yeah, it was me and Kaylin for... Yeah, would have been like...
You went solo for like 8, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then when'd you get caught? On the 13th?
I
last lap?
got caught with like a few Ks to go.
Oh, dude.
By Drisners and Seb.
Oh, man.
Drisner's won it.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
yeah.
with the sprint up against Seb.
Yeah.
What were the emotions at the end of that race?
I was cooked.
Yeah.
I still have never, to this day, gotten close to that power for that duration ever.
Was it hot that day?
It was hot, but I was 58 kilos and I did 310 watts for 3 hours 40.
That's
You-
ridiculous.
310 at 58.
Yeah, I have the file still. Yeah. I've never,
Jeez.
How many watts per kilo is that? That's out of
I don't know.
I still remember seeing the training file of yourself, and I think it was his name's Phil McGroin on Strava.
Kaylin.
Kaylin, and also Carter Bettles was there.
5.3 watts per kilo.
for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, so, yep.
Yeah.
I can
That's
really, I can probably
disgusting.
release it.
That's
But
off its
nobody,
head.
I don't know if anyone really wants to see
I'll
it anyways.
kudos, yeah.
But I can, hey,
Kudos, yeah. I'll
Trees.
kudos, yeah.
But I remember seeing that training ride, and you guys did it like a week before, where you did those
The Nat
Kuthas
Sims, yeah.
Sims.
Oh, was that just before you got your Kutha PR?
I think that was the
2019?
was the same day,
Yeah,
yeah.
2019.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah. 6:31 you did.
But mate, that was
Yeah,
like
see,
Hey.
is it
Mate.
really 6:31?
See, yeah, that's on the backside potty
Mate,
segment.
you won't
Oh,
even,
yeah, cool.
the
you won't even
real,
get the easy time voucher for that.
the real segment, yeah.
That's impressive though. No, not me. That the backside point 6 minutes. That's flying.
Oh, yeah.
That's flying.
Yeah, we don't make it
Do you think
easy
it's
here.
doable?
I reckon so. I reckon
We've
so.
made it longer and harder.
You need to give me a few months.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we
You
go.
got till Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah.
mate, I gave Solar lead out for 20 or something.
Yeah, on the old segment.
That's good.
Nah, if you do the whole thing, he's like a 6:20 on the new segment.
I saw Sol this morning, actually.
How was he?
Yeah, he's looking good.
Fuck, he's beautiful. But yeah, like I said, big
I
fan.
have seen you many times out there.
Who?
You. On the Kutha.
Mate, our training rides back in the day when I was meant to be at school. So for the people playing at home, COVID was a thing in Brisbane, but online school was also not a thing in Brisbane, where you could attend online, but
You had 2 years off, didn't you, mate? Sabbatical.
nearly.
Is that why you're so smart?
Correct. Correct, mate. But there was times where I would just go for a ride and catch up with Elliot. 4-hour brews.
Go get coffee.
Yeah. I remember doing some TTs and he was just sitting on. Yeah, he loved it. He loved it. Remember going up Kutha front, and who did I drop on the TT? This guy. I still got a video of it.
Do you actually?
Yeah, because you were cooked. You did like 170 Ks. I was 120 deep. You were only 170 then. Yeah, you were cooked. But no, we've had some good rides
We've
together
had
for
many
sure.
good rides.
Yeah, very, very good rides. Always loves Go Track, this guy.
100%.
Is that your favourite climb in Brisbane?
It's my favourite loop. Like it's just such a good loop.
So what, goat track,
Go track
down Nebo.
Yeah.
Now, Elliot, you mentioned before you were getting J-code when you're on Bridgelane.
Yeah.
Now, what's your movements next year? Seeing Bridgelane's shutting up shop.
It is sad about Bridgelane. Yeah, I feel bad because like Andrew he's such a good DS. He's such a good manager. He's so knowledgeable.
Yeah. He's done a lot for cycling.
Oh mate,
in
he's
Australia.
done so much.
Yep.
So it's very sad, and yeah, I don't know what to say. It's sad, and it's sad for cycling in Australia.
Yeah, massive loss.
But you can kind of sense a little bit you'd be lying if you said you couldn't sense that there was something missing in the NRS, and you could tell like the crowds are getting less. The races were getting a little bit shorter for the tours and just things like that. And you could kind of sense like, oh, maybe this isn't going in an upwards trajectory. And I guess everybody knows that. So yeah, you could kind of sense a little bit, but everyone was just hoping that it was going to keep on going because we do have such a good race calendar overseas, and Andrew does love the team so much. But yeah, we just got an email, and obviously everyone's sad about it. But I think Andrew is still having something to do, just like playing a mentor role in the women's team next year, which is good. But Andrew's a busy man. Like, he owns his own business, and like, he's been doing it for so long. So typically he deserves a rest. Like, it takes so much. Like, he's got to run his own business. He's got to organize all the logistics. He's got to talk to all the athletes. He's got to try and get race starts. He's got to try and get European staff. He's got to try and hire cars. Like, he's got to do so much, and then try and run his own business, and then also have time for his wife, his family. So he's done so. For him to do that for years and years, like, hats off to him. And like, thank you to Andrew for providing such a good pathway for all these athletes over the years. So instead of, I think, people saying like, oh, what's going to happen now for cycling in Australia, and saying like it's going to die and all this kind of stuff, I think we just need to like say like, thanks for even it being there in the first place, because it's easier to say like, oh, what are we going to do next, when like, if people want to say something bad, like, go start your own team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
What an SK.
No, that's well said, mate.
We threw, that is very well said. We threw around a bit of chat last time when we announced that we heard this news that we're going to start a backside team, I think it was. Mate, what are you doing next year?
Where's the funding coming from this, Fruit?
I'm racing for an overseas team again, but I probably just can't say just yet.
Yeah, okay.
But domestically,
Are we
domestically the backside.
Are we an overseas team? Are we an overseas team?
Yeah, we're an overseas team. Yeah, we're definitely.
We're actually from Antarctica.
We're the Penguins.
Smurfs, mate. Smurfs.
It's not going to be gravel. What's going to be ice racing? That's going to be the next thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we've got
collarbones
on
just
25 mil tires.
Yeah.
Do you remember those Specialized Fat Boys? Specialized Fat Boys?
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Oh, righto. Mate, the drink of choice out that way is Smurf juice, so
For everyone.
yeah, for everyone.
The drink of choice is a backside beer.
Oh yeah, get it at easy times.
Only one.
Mm.
/ backside.
What is your favourite race in Australia, mate?
In Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I reckon Nationals is because of the atmosphere. It's always good. Everyone's always wants to do well. It's a pure test of fitness.
Will you be going to the new?
Yeah, I'll go New Nationals.
What do you think the course?
Do you want? I don't know too much about it, but from what I like, it's not your Buninyong.
No.
But I probably can't really comment until I go do it, because it's so hard to read on one of those maps. It's not
GPX files.
GPX.
You don't. Yeah, a little bump could look easy, but then if you have to do cut laps of it, it could be pretty grippy. What do you reckon of it?
I don't know. I've ridden it a few times. I used to.
You have ridden it?
Not the course, but I've ridden through Kings Park a number of times.
You reckon it's gonna be hard?
Yeah, I think it will be.
It'll be hard.
Yeah, I'm interested in that like little corner that got there.
Yeah, that corner looks nasty. Hey?
Do you reckon we're seeing a good old crash there, like
Oh mate, that's
the
gonna
crit at Ballarat?
that'll
where-
back up.
where that person just got yoited.
But I think that corner would just be like a traffic jam. I reckon.
Really?
But I'm not sure how wide it is and that sort of thing. But it is very sharp.
Rhino was saying it could potentially be a bunch sprint, so we could potentially see a sprinter rocking the national bands overseas. Are you still packing a little bunch sprint in you?
But do you know what? Like, I was going to say, like, do you reckon Jaco's going to control the race all day for it to be a bunch sprint? Like, there's no way.
God, no.
It's too much of a
think
lottery.
About,
yeah,
think
definitely
about
send someone up the road.
Pure Futuro tactics. Muzz is flat. Why aren't they controlling it for a sprint?
They're not strong enough, mate.
we all race for ourselves.
Because winners are
I
grinners,
don't know about that. I've seen some pretty sus Futuros
Yeah, it's been
tactics
some
over the
very
last.
sus years.
Sean, key culprit.
You
Can't chase mate, got a teammate up the road. Mate, it's Muzz. What are you doing?
Classic Sean Moran race tactics.
Yeah.
We love it.
Oh man, they just need to bring it back.
Bring it back.
It'll make everything
It's
okay.
not far away. They're saying next month.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm
It's not
nearly
far
ready.
away.
Book that flight, Schultze.
So mate, living down in Victoria these days, or Melbourne?
Yep, living in Melbourne at the moment with Stephanie.
it was Steph.
My partner, she's next to me.
Hey, Steph.
Hi.
It's nice down there. Do you know what? Melbourne is good if you just for living and everything like that. Like it's a good lifestyle down there.
Footy, Kurt.
Footy,
Footy's always good.
It's a good
footy-
lifestyle.
Have you got
indoors.
a spare bed for the last weekend in September?
I do.
Only if the Lions are in.
Mate, if whoever wins this weekend is winning the flag, tell you right now, GWS or Lions, whoever wins is winning it.
Cycling podcast.
Well, we talk about running, for God's sake.
Radio multi-sport player.
So what took you down to Melbourne? Finishing off on that.
Man. Honestly, well, me and Steph met years and years ago in Queensland, and yeah, it just happened that she lived in Melbourne, and we kept doing long distance, and yeah, over time, yeah,
What a guy.
I was spending more and more time in Melbourne, and then we were like, oh well, now we're living together.
Nice.
Chase that dream.
Exactly.
Boom.
Are you going to come back up to Brizzy anytime soon? Next year?
We hope so.
Are you trying to get drafted or what? No, I'm joking. Actual. Oh.
To be fair, she says next year, except it's not locked in, but we hope. The vibe's good. The vibe, all you boys, everybody knows the guys in the backside potty, like it's what makes like it
Makes Brisbane.
It's like personalities like this is what makes cycling and going to a cycling race fun. Like there's no egos or anything like that. It's just
I've got an ego though.
It's chat.
That's why you don't cycle.
ego.
I've got an ego.
But you don't ride a bike, so it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
you're not at a race weekend to talk jive. So
I'm a jock. That's
No,
what they
it
call
just needs to be gone are the days where like, you go to a cycling race and no one talks to each
Mate,
other and it's like,
so much like that.
Oh, mate.
it just needs to go.
Not about that.
Yeah.
Let's have a laugh on the start
Exactly.
line and
Totally.
Yeah.
then fist each other.
Oh,
Before this, like, because I've been away for a little bit, what is the Brisbane vibe like at the moment? Like, what's the cycling scene like? Are people going to these crits on the weekend and like going and getting brews afterwards still and cutting laps in bunches? And because that's what it used to be like the last time I was there. Like, is that still happening?
Sort of. It's a reduced bunch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
but everyone's still pretty friendly, and the banter still flows.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
It's just,
Is
it's not like back before COVID.
Yeah.
Like where you had 50 on a start line at Muzz.
Yeah.
No, none of that anymore.
And there was shit talk flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
you got no like Kurt Tozer going off the front nowadays, or like
It was so good.
it was.
That was the
Mate, that
days.
ego is
They're
so
like,
healthy.
Like, and that's the thing, like the juniors and like the 18, 19-year-olds don't know what that was like.
No.
And we talk about it every week on this podcast.
Yeah.
Every week we
Yeah.
talk about it. And they don't know what they're missing, hey?
I remember my first A grade race, and I'd been 17. I got fisted hard because it was when Muzz was cancelled. There was too much water on the track, so we had to go to Nunda.
Hang on. I think I remember meeting you for the first time.
This is what I was going to say. This is where I met Schultz for the first time.
bromance.
Yeah, the bromance kicked off. I didn't get a stiffy first. But
I reckon you.
I was like, who's this loud, obnoxious guy that's now just joined cycling
Yeah.
all of a sudden?
And he's 16
17.
years old.
yeah, and dude, I remember those first 10 laps. Like, still to this day, I haven't gone quicker. It was like 53k average or something. Dude, that was still probably one of the quickest A grades I've ever done. On the start line, 68 riders. That was the biggest field I've ever seen in A grade. And then, yeah.
What was a combined Hemo Muzz, was it?
I think everybody did.
Nah,
roll.
everyone just went from Muzz to Hamo because Hamo obviously starts a little bit later.
Oh, and this is pre-COVID where you can just rock up on the start line,
Yep.
pay your cash.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
Weren't they
And,
the days?
and you remember when you had to bring the old
bring-
Oz cycling?
Yeah,
card?
and you had to hand your
Yeah.
cycling license
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro.
God, this is getting nostalgic now, isn't it?
But and then one of my probably my last race against Schultz, I did get up against him. Hey,
You did get up against me?
do you not remember that?
No.
You nearly
Talk to me.
stacked it 2 laps beforehand when you dropped your chain. You're on the white Pinarello.
Were you an altitude kit?
Yeah, he was in altitude kit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then with 1 lap to go, I just jammed it on the front. And then he tried to come around.
Was it reverse lap?
Yeah, reverse.
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I surprised myself winning A
Oh,
grade.
I do remember.
Did you win?
No, I do remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
I remember this race actually.
Cookie was
Yeah.
third, mate.
Who came second? Elliot.
Elliot.
I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Boise 4th as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not a bad sprint against those 4, right?
Go.
Not bad.
See, that's just you saying you need to come back properly, man.
Nah.
Like, why not?
I was actually in good form for Nats that year and then decided to go to Noosa.
This is when you're going to go full TT mode.
that was for schoolies, wasn't it?
No. This is just New Year's, and mate, I've never gotten so sick in my entire
Oh, yeah.
life. Like
Noosa.
bro, I think I had black lung for like a week. But yeah, mate, I've still got the grass on top, eh?
That's all right.
Probably beat me in about 50 other races. So, mate, how's the coaching gig going for you? Like, what's this looking like these days? Are we just triathlons or is
Nah.
it Just cycling?
It's predominantly cycling, but mate, the coaching is going really well.
Yep.
It's coming up to nearly 5 years now, so it's going really good, and I'm literally so lucky that I have such a good group that I look after.
Schnooks is one of them.
Mate, he's number one. He's been there. He was my first ever athlete.
Wow.
Yep.
Shout out to Schnooks. I love him, mate.
He is.
Steve Newcomb, mate.
Yeah. He's a legend.
And
I love Schnooks.
And he
saw him
has,
this morning.
He has an engine on him, eh? Like his baseline endurance is just insane. So
He can sprint too, can't he?
Bloody oath, yeah, he can.
He's got a decent kick.
Yeah. So I'm really lucky to have the guys I look after, and the whole purpose of my coaching business is just not to have like you get your program and that's it. Like it's like about like building relationships.
One-on-one relationships.
Like literally like it's about actually being a coach and helping and like communication is the number one thing that that I provide, and it's actually getting to know each other and getting to know your body and how you respond and what works best. And I think the best way to describe this is, for example, a Training Peaks coaching account, like you have a library full of stuff on the side and you can drag and drop and all that kind of stuff. But I say this to people, I'm pretty, just from years and years of practice as well and just being able to do it fast, like everyone's stuff is, have a look what they've done, have a look at their blocks, and it's bang, created straight on the spot. And this is from years of practice and coaching and knowledge of sports science and what they need, just providing that to them straight on, like Walt's creating their program. And I think that's really missed, and like it's pretty obvious that one thing isn't fit for all. And yeah.
Do you coach Ryan Osh?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. He actually got a PB this week up Cooper.
He did.
Up the
He did.
backside potty segment. He slung into our DMs and he was for a full froth.
No.
He did all right.
He's a great kid.
718.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
He is one.
How many watts?
375, real lightweight.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What's he weigh?
That's
In mid-60s.
Yeah.
But he's for sure a climber. Like really, for such a young kid, he has a really good like ability to have a good fatigue resistance. Like he can. I remember when I was young fella, like it's for any junior, that's the toughest thing is like being able to produce power at the end of long efforts and long days just because of your age. But he's has a good baseline level.
I was going to say that with your coaching, do you implement the back end efforts?
Back end, yeah. Well, you had the sessions to end all sessions.
Yeah.
And like I was trying to like think of a few, and like there's for sure some like fatigue resistance work that has to be in there.
Well, like 4 hours in, just
No,
doing
like
VO2.
for example, like efforts, like raw efforts at the start, like get them done while you're fresh. Then do some aerobic work, and then get some efforts done at the end, like or even just conditioning repeats.
Yep.
But obviously that's for one certain aspect. There's a million different things that fit the puzzle.
Yep.
But it was like if your goal is a hard road race,
Yeah.
there's nothing really beats some conditioning.
And mate, talking about going out the backside,
Yep.
we obviously heard you got a 631 on our segment for
Yep.
438 watts. It's pretty handy.
Yep.
Thanks, mate. My question to you is,
He's top 10.
There you go.
He's in the top 10 of all time.
on our segment,
On our segment.
You've never given it a proper whack, have you? Or-
That's the first time you get sucked into the structured program and then you never feel like getting sent.
Yeah.
you need a free day.
I do need, and I need some form, mate. That's the other thing.
I reckon you got it in you. Sub 6.
Sub 6, one day.
sure.
One day.
$250 Easy Times voucher on the line.
That's a lot of
there.
beers.
To drink
And
with the boys.
If you're the first one to go sub 6,
Yep.
And mate, if you're
Winner.
intelligent how you use it, it's 2 for 1.
So it's really a $500
everyone
voucher.
responsible drinking here.
Yeah, of course.
How much longer is the segment?
200 metres?
No, it's not that much longer. I think it's 150 meters longer, but well, 50 meters
It's a drop punt, mate.
is a bit, but it's also 0.2% steeper. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, those
That's a tough ask,
0.2, they
The other one just finishes a bit early, really, and it starts a bit later.
Who do you reckon's got it? Who do you reckon can do it?
Oh,
Greenwood, didn't he?
Matty G,
G.
for sure. He
Maybe
can do
Finn.
it. Finn.
Jay Vine.
J1.
Greenwood is getting me to pop a few threads in that all white Oceania kid.
Oh, he's looking good.
That looks good.
Yeah.
And that filthy mo Oh,
That's new.
call me
Whoa.
daddy,
Just took a leaf
please.
out of your
Yeah.
book, Chilty.
Thanks, mate.
It's a good mow as well. It's filthy because it's just...
Who, Matty G?
Yeah, yours as well.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, that's but Matty G's, mate, that mow, that is a porn star's mustache, like a 90s porn star mustache.
Do you reckon he's grown that on purpose, or do you reckon he's just been left overseas for too long?
Nah, he's grown that on purpose for sure, mate. I think Matty can look after himself. Oh, actually, no, Max Campbell's not there to help him.
Oh.
I remember for Churro days, mate, Max Campbell, he used to just parent Matty G. Matty G's off at the ferry sometimes. He's just off at the...
He's good for the... Matty G's good for the morale.
He is. All the lights are on upstairs, but no one's home. That's for sure, mate. That's for sure. I love him, though. He cracks me up.
Yes, well, getting back to my point about the backside.
Sorry about that.
Question we'll ask all, I guess, is if you had 15 grand to build up your own bike to get the fastest possible time up the segment,
Oh, man.
what would you build and how would you do it?
Do you know what? I'm
You got
not
15 Ks.
I'm not really attached to like all the bike tech of all like that kind of stuff. Hey, so I just have to say a Cervelo soloist.
Get a grip.
The 10-year-olds.
Someone
just
sponsored here.
I'll just take a memo. I'll just take a memo with some XTR gears.
Some
Whatever.
clapped out group set.
Yeah.
Good question though. Like, is the S5 gonna do it up the hill? I don't know.
No, the
Yeah,
soloist.
100%. I reckon the S5 could do it for
100%.
sure. Mark O'Brien got his S5 to 6.8. I've seen it.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That
What
would be
size
so
frames
fast.
are you running?
I reckon it would have been a 56 for sure.
Wow.
He's
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen it.
impressive for
Either
an
6.8
S5,
or 7.
like.
So like you can't really get much lower than that.
No.
And I know.
Not legally.
Yeah.
But we're talking backside segment. You could
Yeah.
do
You
a
can do what you want,
4.5 kilo bike.
You don't even need brake levers
yeah.
if you want.
Yeah. Like,
Just take it
the
all off.
ultimate bike.
Strip it.
Don't have a
Boys, help me
seat on
here, I
that.
don't know. Eh?
Just go up on a BMX and...
What would you guys go?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
We've never been asked this.
yeah.
Freebs, you're up.
Oh well, I'm just going to use my Cervelo R5. I think.
Can't go wrong there.
Sorry, Jonas.
SRAM red, reserve wheels.
No, everyone's sort of talking about stripping just the weight out. I think is the main one, and then just having a certain number of gears on the back, and one by at the front seems to be the most common thing we're hearing. I think.
I'm definitely cutting the drops off
Yeah,
Let's go.
I think. And
It's coming off
On your S5.
on my S5. It's all right.
that's
Only-
one piece system. That.
Yeah. You just buy some
$1,300.
new ones.
Oh mate, they're expensive.
You seen
Sorry.
the guy that did the Everesting like that?
No.
The Everesting world record, I'm pretty sure, is held by, well, the last I saw, is by a guy who actually cut his drops off. The Everesting world record.
There you go. It's a pro move.
That's impressive
Don't
because you
laugh.
got to descend on the
Yep.
woods then.
Yep, I think he was in the UK as well.
That's sketchy as hell
Wet roads for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's, you know.
and windy as hell.
Have you noticed how negative Donkey's been over there? Yeah, real negative. That
It's because
move.
there's no sun.
Yeah,
no
correct.
sun.
Shawnee, what's your dream bike for backside pod?
Oh, mate.
Or backside comp?
Team Machine
Team
R01,
machine,
mate.
yeah. Do you rate it?
I love it. It's honestly a dream to ride, hey.
Nice.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to
what I'm saying.
do its justice yet.
That's what happens when you rode the previous team machine, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess. But it is such a nice bike. But I'd put like Dura-Ace on there, some light wheels. I've only got Ultegra on there. So
Oh, you fucking cheap
Yeah.
piece of shit.
yeah, that's me.
Shreds. What are you running?
Anything but my SRAM.
Oh, because you dropped the chain.
No one likes SRAM.
Oh man, Joshy did sort it this
Oh.
morning's ride.
Joshy's a ledge.
Up
Do you have a chain
twice.
catcher on?
Didn't, nah, and I didn't.
Get a
drop
chain
anything.
catcher. It's the best $30 you'll spend.
Both ways.
Oh, mine only goes on the inside,
Yeah,
doesn't go on the out.
yeah. Math that one.
Yours goes out or both ways.
Goes both ways. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Why don't you just buy a new
Not
group set?
anymore.
Just buy a new group set, thanks.
Yeah, it was coming to that in my last ride.
Yeah.
Kurt, you riding a city bike?
The Panda bike.
Soul Love.
Well, I was going to ask Sol for his 20 kg city cycle, but I thought I'd go with the old truck.
Wasn't that an effort though?
Fuck yeah, him and Kent
Yeah,
doing an Everest.
on city cycles.
They're 20 kilos, 3 gears. Yeah, I'll just go with the El Tractador of that red clapped out giant.
Are you going to put
Wax
a
a
chain on
chain.
it?
I actually don't have a chain right now, mate.
It's in my garage.
It is in your garage.
Grab it before you go home.
No, it's cooked.
It's proper cooked.
Yeah, I need to buy a new one.
Bit like you.
You'll probably run your trusty bar bag on the front as well.
No, I
Course.
haven't got one at the moment. Oh, actually, it's probably in my
I've
car.
got Nick Miller's in my garage.
Oh, you're my hero.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, I think they're more
Nick,
aero.
if you're listening, I'll get your bar bag.
Nah, if I was to run an actual effort and I was 10 kilos lighter, like I think I'm just over 80 now. I'm like the heaviest I've ever been.
Mate, you're in
'Cause
the
your face is
Clydesdale
swollen.
division.
Because my face is
Swollen. You carry a bit of fluid.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Just to take things on a little bit of a tangent, did anyone see that cycling news test on all those aero
Yeah, I
bikes the
did.
other week?
I did.
They did a bit of a deep dive on.
Did you find the results? Because I didn't want to pay for the
It's only a
full
pound.
report.
Chris
Well,
Miller did a
yeah.
full.
I didn't want to pay for
A
it.
pound.
So the fastest bike was the S5, of course.
I thought it was the SL8.
Nah, I need to see when you and bring the weight into it as well. But mate, I carry more than 300 grams in fat, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I thought it was the SL8.
What they were talking about was they were
Especially
saying that all the variance between the bikes was all within the margin of error. So
3.9 watts.
yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. Basically, all the top end bikes are essentially the same.
So
But
like the
I call
top
bullshit.
8 bikes
Yeah.
were all within that 3.9
Yeah.
watts.
They're all
They're all of them.
they're all within the margin of error. So if you the testing
Even the look.
error.
Honestly,
Look,
No. So the testing error,
yeah.
it's only so accurate, and they're
Yeah.
all within the error bars for the.
I'm
in
so
terms of
glad I
accurate.
didn't pay £1 to find out that they're all the same.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Ben's your friend.
Anyway,
though.
all right. So moving on from that, after that was just a flop.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Oh, actually, let's talking about
Fridge is like,
flops.
mate, I actually bought the fastest bike a year ago. So
Yeah,
this is well
yeah. I didn't even need
I've
that
had,
one.
I've had free speed for a year.
Talking about flops, tell us about your E-World Champs. What a flop that was.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it was a personal flop, but
And a technical flop.
yeah, so it was any chance you get to race for Australia, it's a massive privilege. And shout out
Congratulations.
to the boys. I think we had one qualifier as well, which is unreal.
Oh, yeah.
So
Who
they
was
get
that?
to go to the Live Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so esports world semi-final. So it was the qualifying event to get to the live finals. But 24 get through. But yeah, I guess you could say I'm just an esports Hubbard because
You
yeah,
fell
it
off
was,
the bike?
it was hey.
you fell off the bike.
Did you crash?
No. Track record. First race was really good. I actually felt pretty strong, but I started way too far back because you actually have to line up in time. Like the order you click in, like click enter game is how you get onto the start line. So it's like lining up for a race.
Sort of like the King Street crit.
Correct.
If you're not on the
Yep.
front, you're out the back.
Literally. So like I got in there and I was like 100th, but then from the gun, bang, because it's a short stage, like I think it was 9Ks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and you're 100 people back. So I was on the back foot, but then I got back to 25th on the stage and it was like a hilltop finish. So I had to spend all these bickies all on the flat and then climb. And so I was just chasing all day. So I was like, all right, 25th, that's not bad. I know what to do for next race.
And what time of the morning was this as well?
Yeah, it was at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
3 a.m. wake up.
Yeah, that's cooked.
So
Going full tilt.
Shelf
Yeah.
a couple of no-dos.
no, I just had an espresso.
Man, it hits you harder and faster.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, and then second race, this one like started going. You have a 10 to 15 minute break, and then 3, 2, 1, and I start sprinting because I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a fast start, and then my character's just not moving,
Oh.
and then I'm just like messaging the Discord because the Australian team is in the Discord, and then Kate was just like, oh, just keep riding. You got 2 minutes to hopefully for it to refresh, and it might rejoin you. So I'm pedaling, and then 2 minutes goes by, 5 minutes goes by, and it's just like, yeah, all out the back.
Timed out.
Yeah.
That's
But it happened to a few people in the team as well, and you could see also on the side.
You're just standing. You're all just
Like,
sitting there.
Yeah, so it's the whole idea of it is really, really good. But obviously
Technology.
with technology, it's always going to be, especially when it's completely worldwide and you got 200 people in an event, and like but very, very cool to be a part of it and a privilege. I wish there wasn't a technical difficulty.
Yeah, that sucks.
Em that was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Also was racing for the
Oh,
women's
let's go.
team.
How'd she go?
Yeah, she woke up sick, which was unfortunate. She was like the Oz team were backing her to win, so yeah, she was really disappointed. But I think she came like just outside of the 25.
That's so unlucky.
Which is so hard. But for the qualifiers, she had the game freeze on
Yeah.
her 3 times, so
That's
she had
crazy.
to redo the races, and they're all at like 3 a.m.
Literally.
Sucks.
Yeah,
That's
which
annoying
is
'cause
so hard.
I had the same problems, and I was emailing it in saying like my game keeps crashing. So if someone else as well, that's
Mate, did you get some cool Australian kit?
did.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's going to wear it around a river loop
Yep.
for sure. Like
You already had some cool Australian
Flex on
kit,
Friday.
from Cadell's. From you did Great Ocean Race this year,
Yeah,
or
I've done
was it
3
last
times.
year?
3 times.
Yeah, you did it last year with the Oz
Yep.
team. Yeah,
And then when I was under 23s as well.
yeah, that was cool. It was cool seeing you.
Have you done Santos, Judana? Or you done
No, never.
not even the NRS version?
Yeah, I did the NRS version.
Yeah. Could that be on the cards this year?
It's all discretionary. Who knows? Hope so.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I might see you down there as a spectator.
Literally,
I'm there.
no idea. No idea. It's up to. I got no idea.
I won't be there, by the way, guys. So I
got
can't
fourth
sign
at-
any autographs.
I
I'm
got
sorry.
4th at nationals this year, and I didn't get selected. So
Yeah.
How's the
Yeah.
training going, mate?
Sorry.
How's the training going?
Not doing massive volume or anything like that. Just ticking it over and just keeping fit because I broke my shoulder in Belgium this year. Well, I broke my shoulder and broke my collarbone, and it hit my head pretty hard. So just took a little bit of my ribs.
They don't count. They're not really bones.
So yeah,
Especially at 60 kilos.
Yeah.
So it was
Folds up on itself.
it was a massive bummer because this season was probably my best season ever to start off. I had like a really good streak going on.
Yeah. You did well in New Zealand at the start
Yeah.
of the year too.
New Zealand was good, and then did good at Surf Coast and Cadell's. So I was really happy, and then I got a 9th in Ronde van Overijssel, which is a big one-day Dutch race. It's just pancake flat and just so many corners, so it doesn't even suit me. So for something that didn't suit me, I was really happy with my form. And then the next day, I just had this Belgium one-day race, and with like a K to go. Yeah, it was just a sprint finish, and there was a crash in front of me, and then the seas parted, and there was just piles of bikes. Yeah, people laying on the ground, and I just had nowhere to go. There's a pretty funny video of it, actually.
yeah.
So I just literally, like, you have nowhere to go, and you're doing 60
Yeah.
Ks an hour. Like, nothing I could do about it. So I just crashed straight over the top.
Why didn't you try and bunny hop like that guy in the Tour de France?
Dude, I probably...
That guy was impressive. Got to give it to him.
I think he got a better contract because of it.
Bullshit.
Where's he going next? Is he on a Jumbo?
Yeah,
Yeah, he actually is going to Jumbo.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he's gone from
Well,
like a pro team to a world tour team
Lance
because
Hands
of
swooped him up.
Yeah, how good.
With a bike handling like that, I'm not surprised. That's pretty legendary.
When's Pablo getting his new contract?
Yeah.
Geez, you've had some misfortune overseas, haven't you, with crashes?
Just, 2 times.
Yeah.
Just go see a witch doctor, mate.
Yeah.
How's that go for the medicals over there, like with the medical bills and all that kind of stuff?
Belgium is... it's pretty cheap, hey. And to be fair, there's a link between like Australian Medicare.
I was going to say, is
and-
it connected with
it
Australia?
is.
Yeah.
And
Reciprocal.
yeah, also if you have your travel and race insurance, you're pretty sorted. So it's always
Okay.
important. But yeah, the first really bad crash I had there. I've only had 2 really bad crashes, but I've just done it properly.
Both been overseas.
Yeah, both overseas, both the same country.
Yeah.
Me and Belgium just do not go together.
One was by yourself too, and you had no
Yeah,
help.
yeah, the first one.
That was a disaster.
It was a disaster. It was a massive disaster.
Tell that story.
Yeah, so
It's a great story.
Sorry to bore people, but long story short, it was the year after COVID. So racing and it was weird because we were in this weird. Me and the people my age were just like in this weird group where like we got one crack at under 23s, first year under 23s, and then you had 2 years of COVID, and then by the time it's time to race again, it's like your last year, but you also have 2 years of not having any results because you can't even race. So if you were fortunate enough not to get picked up from like your domestic results to a world tour team, then you had to obviously go again. And Pat Lane was really really kind enough to help me and Tristan get over to Belgium. So yeah, we just set off and just started racing some kermesses in Belgium, and unfortunately I had a really bad crash by myself because Tristan got COVID, and I was like, oh well, you've got COVID, so I'm probably going to get it, and we've got a race today, so I'll just send it before I come down. And then ended up going by myself, had my passport, had everything, and it was in my little drawstring bag, chucked it into a pub, like no one knew me, and then had a crash. But it was crazy because I was swinging off the front of the group when it lulled, and someone was doing like a massive flyer and just like smashed straight into the back of me. And then I just like hit the deck and smashed my head so hard, and I was like immediately like, oh man, like this is a really done myself here. Anyways, rushed to hospital, and long story short, like I had broken like pretty much all the bones down my right side of my body, and I was in hospital for a few weeks. But I couldn't get an operation yet because I had like internal bleeding and everything like that, and had like bruised my lungs and everything. Is this
Charming.
This is not good vibes for the,
No,
for the
man,
podcast.
keep going, keep going.
I'm loving
Joy.
And then so I was in there for a few weeks. Well, yeah, he said 2 weeks until we can operate. We got to let this all go away. So 2 weeks goes by, I get my operation, heaps of dramas. Then it was summer, so I was just sweating, and it was so hot, and the taxi that came to get me to take me back to the apartment only took this special Belgium card, and I didn't have it, so I had to catch the train back, and it was just a mess. And then I get back, and I was like telling Steph, like, oh, I really don't. Oh, the night, oh yeah, I slept through the night, and I woke up with the worst headache, and I told Steph, I was like, oh, I don't really feel too good. And I was like telling my family, something's not right, and as time went on, like it was getting like harder and harder to breathe, and like my neck was getting swollen, and yeah, all my wounds were weeping and everything like that. So I had a nurse come and see me, and he was like, mate, get in the car, we're going to hospital. And anyways, ended up that I got a staph infection, and I was in there for like a month in this Belgium hospital the first time. It might have even been longer. And as time went on, it just got worse and worse, and I ended up getting sepsis, and
God.
Literally all I would do was sleep and vomit, and that was it. Like if I was awake, I was vomiting, and I was so exhausted, and my temperature was like 42. I was just ice packs all over me, and I'll just sleep, and eventually, and then they kept on giving me all these operations to like clear the infection, but because my bones were so mangled, they couldn't remove the metal yet, because because otherwise my collarbone would like literally disintegrate. So it was like this balance between like keeping the infection at bay, but also like
Trying to heal
my
Trying
bones.
to put your body back together.
Yeah. So then eventually got to a place where I was like able to fly home. Then I was like getting fed medication and like meds like through this like
Cannula.
PICC line in my neck.
Yeah.
Give me the meds.
Yeah, because I was getting like that many meds in my arms. I had to have marks on my arms because I couldn't get
your veins.
Yeah. Anyways, got to a point where he was like, all right, you got these tablets. You just got to take them every few hours till you get back to Australia. Anyways, once they took the PICC line out, I was like, oh, I got like this pain in my neck and all this kind of stuff. But they're like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just because you've had this thing. Get back to Australia, straight back in hospital for a few weeks. Then I was just I was in ICU, but I don't really realize till now, but I was like, oh, I'm in ICU. They must not have like enough beds for me in normal hospitals. So I'm I'll just chill up here, not thinking. This whole time I thought I was kind of fine, but I was like, oh, it's a little bit sick. Anyways, like in there for a few weeks, then eventually gets to a point where it's okay for me to get all this plates out, which is what's going to clear the infection. And then I told them about this thing in my neck, and then they were like, oh, we'll do a scan. Then it turns out I had like this massive blood clot in my jugular since I left Belgium.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then they were like, oh, we can't operate because like
That could move into your heart.
yeah. So then they were trying to that was another thing. And then eventually got to a point where they were like, we're just going to have to operate. Otherwise, like, you're just going to get too sick because of this infection. So, yeah, got operated. Luckily, it all went well. Then I was just given some meds to help clear the clot. And then I stayed on antibiotics for probably like 10 weeks after that to make sure it was all good.
This like a couple of years ago?
Yeah. And then I hadn't ridden in months. And then I got back on the bike, and then from the time I got back onto the bike, it was 8 weeks to a nationals for elite nationals, and I got 15th.
Animal.
How's the resilience on him, eh?
Fuck
mate.
me.
Natural talent too.
Yeah. To be fair, like if it wasn't for like family and friends and Steph, like listening to my whinging, like I'd just quit, to be honest.
So what was the total length of time that you're in hospital
it was
for?
like 3 months. Of hospital.
Holy Jesus. How's your head going at the end of that?
Mate, it was weird leaving hospital. Like I didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Back in the real world.
Yeah.
Full Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
It
was-
wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah. So it's pretty great. Like it was weird. Like you leave and I'm like, oh man, like not close to help and like someone to help me out. And because it's weird. It's very weird.
Having saved up like all your crashes just for
Yeah, one big
That
one.
one
I know,
big
it wasn't
one.
fun. But it's crazy because it wasn't even not even the broken bones that did me. It was just this infection, like you can't even see.
Yeah.
So
So those infections, mate.
yeah, so it was weird. Definitely.
Mate, mine's very minor compared to that.
So yeah, it's definitely.
Staph.
But it's just like everyone has different traumas, and people have traumatic events, and so it's just a trauma, and just got to
3 months in hospital is a fair bit of trauma, mate.
Yeah.
I'd say yours is at the extreme
Yeah,
end
that's
of the bell
100% extreme.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some would say
But
tough and
it's crazy because you actually don't realize until now how bad it was, because in the moment, like it's really weird. It's a weird
I
feeling.
just want to get home too.
But also,
Yeah.
your body just is trying to survive.
Yeah.
So you're not really thinking,
No, you know what?
what could I be doing?
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Were they still doing that stupid like one visitor per person a day?
No, it's pretty
COVID?
weird. No.
Nah, because it was the year after,
Yeah.
so it's fine. You know, that's
Yeah.
fine then.
So yeah, it was a weird.
Fuck, that would have done my head in. It'd been 3 months, only seeing one person. Fuck.
Yeah,
A day.
yeah,
Just-
it wasn't fun,
Yeah.
but we got through it and we push on.
Well, he's back.
Exactly.
Talking about resilience, the man at the moment is Lachie Morton doing this bloody trip
Yeah,
around.
that is more than a trip.
450 clicks a day.
He's on the Herbie Fisher program, Tom.
He's on the
too.
heavy fisher program.
Mate, I reckon Herbie could do this.
Do you reckon?
He's the only
it's-
cooker that could do it.
Do you guys reckon it's healthy?
No.
No.
God, no.
You're the coach. You tell us.
I don't know. I don't know.
Imagine
I don't know that deep
the
into detail. Like
imagine what he's putting in his body to fuel him for this.
You remember you did that 400k ride,
I know, mate. I was.
and you were cooked for ages,
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
and he's doing this.
I had
Back
2 days
to
of form
back.
and then you're done.
Yeah, he's doing it back to back. I saw his little update today, and he said he was going to do an easy ride tomorrow, or that was
Yeah,
today.
but he's got a ripping tailwind at the moment.
Yeah, so he said he's just going to keep pushing through if he's got a ripping tailwind.
Like,
So
yeah, he'll do 500, I reckon, tomorrow.
It's insane.
What's he averaging? Do you know?
Well, he's done, what's he done? 486, 404.
Oh, sorry, I meant per hour. I meant sorry.
Oh,
sitting around that 32.
32 Ks an hour.
32 is his average.
Has he got a power meter for this as well?
Surely yes.
'Cause
potentially.
I'm curious.
He's on
Is
his,
it-
he's on
is
his
it-
Cannondale.
Is he on Strava?
It's the live updates aren't put
Yep.
like they don't show his power. I'm
Yep,
sure it'll be on his.
Where is he right now?
Okay.
He was in Townsville or something like
no,
that
he's
before.
in Cloncurry.
Yeah.
Oh, the curry.
Yeah.
I spent years flying out there.
Yes.
Qantas Link,
Long time ago.
good flights.
Mate,
So
not
is
even
it-
Qantas Link.
Rex.
Nah,
Okay, he's at
chartered aircraft, mate.
19.67% covered.
Alliance.
20%.
Is he already? He's a fifth the way away.
19.67% covered.
That's-
He's ahead. The status says, I'm ahead.
How far ahead? Just
It doesn't say. It just says that he's.
He's already
yeah,
done nearly 2,800 kilometres.
he's cooked.
Yeah, and he's about 20% of the way through.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't reckon that's healthy, hey? Oh, it's not good for your gooch. It's not good for your fellas. It's not good for your diet.
But to be fair, though, he's doing it for a good cause, mate. He's raising some money.
mate, let's pay him not to do it. Like,
How much has he raised? Does it say that?
His goal was 25k.
Okay.
and
He already
they've
passed it, wouldn't he?
raised- No, he's raised 21.
Yeah, nice.
500, which, to be honest, isn't really that much.
No.
Considering what he's doing.
What's the cause for?
Indigenous Literacy Foundation.
There you
to provide
go.
books and learning resources.
Still a good effort. He's still raised 20k more than me.
Oh, it's like fantastic. But if you think about what he's doing,
Oh, yeah.
Mate,
that it just doesn't seem to correlate.
without,
I
without
did-
swinging the old fellas around, I back in 2014, I put together a charity ride from Melbourne to Adelaide,
Oh, yeah.
and we raised 75 grand.
Wow.
That was
Jeez.
pretty.
Well done.
Who was that for, mate?
Bedfords. It's
Did you donate 74,700 or?
Didn't take anything, mate.
From
No, I'm
Hardcore?
saying, did you donate it yourself out of your?
No,
your
no. It was all fundraised.
Oh, that's great.
maybe Lachie
impressive.
needs to get in touch with you and use some of your connections there, mate.
Mate, it's just a couple of phone calls.
Yeah,
Reach out to
Just make sure
reach out
they're
to
open,
Lachie.
eh?
then.
Hey, Lockie, if you're listening, 0407 811.
Radio real estate agent.
He's not a real
Yeah, I'm not a
estate
real estate agent, you dickhead.
All right, let's move it along.
We don't talk about work on here.
What do we got here? Remco transfer rumours.
Nah, that ain't happening. But I do see Pidcock is unhappy,
Yeah,
mate.
that is true.
And I see him going to Red Bull.
What do you reckon he's unhappy about, Kodo?
Just he's saying he's not getting the support he needs.
Mate, right now, he's used to that Trinity base where he had the team wrapped around his finger because that was his team.
He wants some wings.
And I think with Red Bull coming on board with Bora, Red Bull's going to be throwing the cash book
Yeah, he wants it.
at Ineos, and he's going to be throwing it at Pidcock, and Pidcock will go.
You reckon he doesn't like riding for Carlos Rodriguez? I'm not riding
But
for him.
he's going to go to Red Bull and have to ride for someone there because he's not a GC rider.
Like Primoz.
Nah, Primoz will be done 2 years now. I'm saying he's got 2 more years.
Max.
Max.
Mate.
That's what I'm saying.
G's 38.
Do you reckon they just
How
get
old's
paid?
Primoz then?
He's like 33.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's mate.
Mate,
What
he
if
came
the-
pro at like 28. He's been in the tour longer than freaking 5 years.
Jim Bob, can you fact check?
Yeah.
please? Kurt's making outrageous claims again.
We can't be putting more.
What if the
more
bag is
Kurt
that
up.
big that
Just
he just
go
doesn't care?
Roglic cycling.
All right, we're looking at Primoz. He's only a couple of months younger than me. He's 34.
So he's got another 4 years.
Mate,
He
he's
does
born
have at
in the
least 4
80s,
years
mate.
then,
He's born in
jeez.
the 80s.
Mate, I heard the term the other day, the late 1900s.
That's cool.
Tell you what, though, Primoz is a fucking rooster. Look at this fella.
He does love it.
How good's the forearm tattoo on him? I love it.
And look at that facial hair. He's trimmed up nicely. Look at the hair.
Very chiseled.
You
Mate.
popping threads again, Jim Bob?
Jim Bob gets a lot
I've
of
regularly
pops.
pop threads, hey, but
I asked him if he was close to retirement, and he was like, "I can't talk about that. It makes me too sad."
oh,
That's fair enough.
breaks my heart.
Yes, so sweet.
I love when they say, "Oh, you're a GC rider," and he goes, "No, just a time trialist."
He's an SK. He's an SK is what he is.
Okay, for sure.
Primoz wrapped up the Vuelta. He rolled our boy Benny.
I was devastated. I was
Hey, but Benny, good on him. He stuck
highest
in there.
ever
eh?
highest
tried.
ever Aussie to finish on the GC podium at the Vuelta.
Oh, is that a
a
fact?
proper fact. That is a proper fact because I sent it into the group chat. So
Happy with proper facts. No,
Yeah.
no problems here.
Yep.
Just
No qualms.
research him first, mate.
No
Kurt
no
comes down
qualms.
with highest ever GC position by an Australian for any Grand Tour.
no, that's wrong, mate. Because we've had a few Tour de France winners, have we not? Cadell
few?
Evans.
Who else?
Nah, just Cadell, mate. sorry. I was going to say sorry. We've had some green jerseys though. Yeah, Welter's wrapped up, mate. I've actually got nothing to watch now at 2 a.m. when I'm still awake. Bit disappointed.
You
with
should
that.
be watching the back of your eyelids, mate.
Yeah, go back to sleep, please.
Absolutely. Now, with the Vuelta wrapping up, Pog, Jonas, Remco weren't there. What do we think of it? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed them not being there. I thought it was exciting.
Yeah, ditto.
It's
Yeah.
like we're never going to see a Vuelta without Primoz. Let's be honest. That's his.
That's his thing. He
That's
can
his
win.
thing. That's his thing. He
But
doesn't
it
seem to
wasn't-
crash. He doesn't seem to lose it on the last day. He seems to just take it. So, long story short, in 2 years' time, maybe we will see a new GC rider there, and we might not see a Primoz, Jonas, or Tadej Pogacar.
Ben O'Connor.
But it is good seeing like people you actually don't really know
Like who?
fighting it out though.
that bloody Kern Farmer rider that's going to bloody
Pablo.
Yeah,
He got 2 stages.
yeah, impressive.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
But I think other than him, probably out of all the Grand Tours, there hasn't been anyone sort of coming through the ranks really this year.
We haven't had a Hershey performance at like the Giro d'Italia a couple of years back. That was
Correct.
a good little
He's my
stint.
favourite.
But do you know what I mean? There hasn't been a lot of new talent emerging this year other than those couple of stage winners. I'm talking there's no GC riders just popping into the...
no.
There have been a few Aussies in the green jersey, and not to brag, Caden Groves does follow me on Instagram, guys. And
Does he?
Yeah, and he was a green jersey winner at the Vuelta.
I wonder if you shared the backside pod.
Yeah,
of
any
your
danger of
Instagram.
like just me sharing it with him and see if he...
Yeah.
Sure, I'll slide into the DMs tonight, mate, and share it for you.
Hey, good
Yeah,
boy.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
No problem.
But
Team
bloody
player.
Jay Vine did a solid ride too. That was a bit of a weird battle between him and
Soler.
Soler there.
Real
What do you
weird.
reckon's going on in the team car? Do you reckon it's predetermined? They're like, no, you need to.
It was entertaining though,
Soler is just, mate, he's an astronaut.
mate. I
He's
think
a
he was
space
in
cadet, bro.
11 or 12 breaks.
Yeah, I know.
He's a space cadet like me, mate.
Yeah, there he goes. At least he's
Yeah.
dropped himself into that.
Yeah.
Because, dude, he was leading the jersey for the classification with like 3 days to go.
He was leading the jersey until the last climb.
But he wasn't fucking going for the points towards the end of those races.
That's because Jay was trying to win it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jay just started going for them, and
Yeah.
Soler's Irado.
Team orders.
yeah.
You reckon?
It was a good story though. Like seeing Jay get up.
Yeah.
100%. It's good to
After
see
that
3
massive
Aussies.
crash, mate.
Yep.
It's good to see 3 Aussies on the...
Did Soler blow up?
On the final climb.
Like angrily.
No.
he's right.
He actually led Jay out.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good to see.
Fantasy League wrapping up with that, Shauna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
So we've got a winner. His name's Johnson. I got no idea who the hell Johnson is.
He's got a big Johnson, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, mate.
Well, yeah, you could say Magic as well. Highest place backside potty, who was it?
I don't know.
Doesn't
I think it was backwards bibs.
Yeah, he's a great rider, isn't he? Fifth, guys, I dropped
Anyway,
you out.
we need Johnson to come forward,
so
please.
Johnson, bloody reach out to us because I've got no idea who you are.
Because it wasn't Kyle Godson either.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it goes to the Christmas party.
Yeah, because there's $100 Easy Times voucher there for you if you want it.
I'm getting real excited about that Christmas party for Eebs.
Yeah, and 2 for 1s.
Yep, exactly. So let's quickly wrap up the mountain. We've got 2 sections to wrap this up. Ryan, which we spoke about earlier, he was the fastest for the week, so bloody
Let's go.
hats off to him. So that was impressive. And then his mate Flynn Taylor. Do you have anything to do with him? I think
Coach Flynn.
I think they're mates, though, aren't they? He did a 7:37, so that's bloody good. And Simon Florentine 7:48.
That's moving.
Yep. Females, we got Inez again 10:05. Eve Conyers 10:42. Alana Hewish 10:52, and M Yorkston on the mountain this week training for Amy's Grand Fondo. She got a PB, which is
184.
184. She's bloody working.
I think that was also after about 100 Ks as well.
That's she's in some form then to punch a PB out there. So well done. Don't forget to drop us a DM. We've only had one this week from Ryan, and I don't even think he's allowed to consume the voucher.
What about that Strava tag, or was that Ryan?
Oh yeah, well yeah, that'll be in next week's. Yeah.
Keep up, mate.
Yeah,
True.
But yeah, we got another bloody.
For the people playing at home, I don't reply to the socials. I'm really sorry, guys.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on my socials,
Yeah, and we had
I reckon you boys need to change the password.
I don't have the password.
He doesn't have the password, mate.
I'm
He's
the
not
only
joking
one-
when he doesn't say respond. Doesn't respond.
I'm the only one that doesn't have it, mate.
We've locked the tools up, mate. You don't let the kids in the workshop.
We've got some racing coming up this weekend as well. So Saturday, Ted Alexander, it's an under crit in the afternoon. And then we've got Sunny Coast on Sunday.
Skippy.
Yep. We've got one on the GC at Runaway Bay, and then the UQ crit on Sunday morning. We also have in between the crit races on Sunday, there's like an official show of hands for the new exec team nominations. We have club president Michael Owen, we have club secretary M Yorkston, and we have second vice president Ben Manson, and those three together will be incredible for the club. So everyone get around it. And then obviously looking into the future, we have the Lismore Cycling Festival on the first weekend of October, which has a street crit on the 5th and then Grand Fondo on the 6th, which is awesome. And then we also have the Man Ride on the 6th of October, which I don't think it's open yet for registration. But
I think it is.
I will
is
be
it?
there.
You can register, can't you? You just don't know where we're going.
Oh, okay. So you can register.
Have you
raising
registered
funds.
yet, Freeps?
Yes, I'm registered, mate.
Aren't you a ride leader?
So I'm registered.
You're
Okay,
a
there you go.
chief.
So I've got to register then.
Where do you register? Because
It's not online.
it's not on their website.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it goes live, we'll
I
share
was
the
in
link.
there this morning having a coffee and I scanned a little QR code
Ah, you scanned a QR code.
and it took me through to some page that told me bits and pieces.
Okay.
I'll go for a coffee tomorrow morning.
I didn't
if you want
actually
to.
pay huge attention because I'm already registered, so I didn't actually check if I could register
Okay,
or not. But
fair enough.
I'll do that tomorrow when I'm there.
Yeah, please. But it's raising funds and awareness for men's mental health. So it's important ride to get around.
Lovely. Are we moving forward to no shopping cart and no game changes this week?
I think we've
Or
rambled enough.
Rest
don't we?
week. Rest week.
Yeah.
I think, we've talked enough.
I'm excited to hear what you say next week, though, in preparation for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for Masters.
Yeah.
And I am looking for a sponsor too.
And his credit card not working anymore.
I love it. Love it. That's a good call, Kurt. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I'm just looking for some new ideas.
What sort of sponsor you want?
Oh,
For your
wake
the
up.
shopping cart.
Wake up,
Sorry.
Jim Bob.
It's a bit late for all of us.
Not a sponsor for, I don't know, something to go overseas or anything like that. Just
I think that's it from the Backsiders this week. Thanks, Elliot and
Yeah,
Steph,
so
for
good.
coming
Thanks
on.
for joining us.
that was awesome. Thanks, guys.
It's been excellent to have you guys on, and let's cut the dribble. We'll see you guys next week.
Hooroo.
Hooroo.
Ciao.
Hooroo.
Yes.
500 watts, please.